Darklight 6, Darkbirth. Written by Bella Forrest. Narrated by Stacey Glemboski. Chapter 1. This couldn't be happening. And yet here we were, in a misty void, surrounded by glowing orbs and strange humanoid figures who had challenged Gatemaker to admit his transgressions and renounce his hubris, whatever that meant. This must be the higher plane, the home Gatemaker had spoken of, though it was nothing like I'd imagined. And all these creatures were just like Gatemaker. Dorian's hand found mine as we scrambled to our feet. All around us, the gray stretched endlessly, and my lungs squeezed. The lack of any horizon or landmark brought on a hopeless sensation of disorientation. The completely flat land stretched on forever until it was obscured by a curiously reflective yellowish haze. Only there was nothing to reflect, creating a queasy effect. There was no visible change, horizon, or differentiation between land and sky. What exactly was this higher plane? I glared at Gatemaker, who only moments before had been addressed as Ruck, wondering what the hell was going on. What debt were these glowing orbs talking about? Dorian squeezed my hand, face tense, body language indicating he was in fight-or-flight mode. Our tentative ally, now a red orb rather than any of the previous forms he had taken in the time we'd known him, faced the strange beings without a second glance at us. In fact, none of the humanoid figures looked at us. Searching for the logic in the situation, I scanned my surroundings. The temperature was perfectly average, with no humidity or dryness or cold. The silvery ground beneath our feet felt solid, but not in a definable way. It didn't feel like dirt or concrete or anything I knew. There were apparently no guards or barriers stopping us from leaving, but where could we go in this empty void? Was there even a threat right now? I observed the glowing orbs, watching where they floated like giant hazy fireflies. I had no way of telling what powers they had. Perhaps, like Gatemaker, they had the ability to shift into various forms. Everything from giant reptiles and horned goblins to reasonably human shapes and smaller snakes. I frowned at Gatemaker, who currently remained as a red ball. Why wasn't he using any of the forms we'd seen him use before, especially when there were other similar humanoids in the group in front of us? The humanoid figures were honestly more unsettling than the orbs and their eerie, discordant voices. They wore plain...
Sample complete. Ready to continue?